Greetings, Iain from RTO here. Welcome to the One Hit Wonder show, or in this case it's part 3 of Jon Lord's story. So we've reached the part of Jon's career where he is Deep Purple or no more. And what did he do next? Well, as we know, that he'd already recorded an album with Tony Ashton called First of the Big Bands, which we looked at a few weeks ago. So after Deep Purple had finished, Mr. Lord and Mr. Paice decided to join up with Tony Ashton and form Paice, Ashton and Lord. But they needed a bass player and a guitar player, so they recruited a bass player called Paul Martinez and a certain Bernie Marsden. Wonder where he come from and what he went on to do, eh? I'm sure we'll find out. So they formed this band, and they only released the one album, which was such a shame. It was released in 1977 and it was called Malice Wonderland. So we got Iain Paice on drums and percussion, Tony Ashton's vocals and keyboards, Jon Lord keyboards and synthesizer, Paul Martinez on bass, Bernie Marsden on guitar and backing vocals. Backing vocals were done by the McKinleys. We got Howie Casey and Reg Brooks and Gilbert Hall Denise on horns, and the engineer on this album was a certain Martin Birch. If you've never heard this album, the only place I found it at the moment is on YouTube. I've put some of my favourite tracks in the playlist, but if you want to listen to it properly, it is on there. I think you can. It's on one of them where it's the whole album, no breaks. You just put it on and play. It's a really good album, which we're going to find out now. First song is called Ghost Story. God, this is awesome stuff. Jon's keyboard playing on this is ripping, and with Iain's drumming. I mean, they've been playing together since the late 60s, so Iain and Jon know how to play off each other, and they do it brilliantly in that song. Great song, Ghost Story is. Then we have a track called Remember the Good Times. This is a great little rock track. It shows what a great guitarist Bernie Marsden is. It's amazing that three of them would turn up all together again later on, which we'll find out all about next week. Bernie Marsden's really good, and then you've got that familiar rich Hammond organ from Mr. Lord, some nice twinkling on the ivories from Tony Ashton. Tony Ashton sings great on this. Good track. Then we get Arabella, Oh Tell Me. It's not my favourite track on the album, never has been. It's one that I listen to it and go, oh dear. Yeah. But then we get my favourite track on the album, Silas and Jerome. It's got that early sounding Whitesnake feel to it already. All that was missing on here was David Coverdale, and I love this track, always have. And what I was so pleased about when that album come out in remembrance of Jon Lord, an album we'll be looking at in a few weeks' time. Paul Weller comes out and does a version of this, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's great live. I wish I'd have seen them do this live. Great track, one of my favourites by Paice, Ashton and Lord. Then we get Dance With Me Baby. Fantastic track. This has got some boogie woogie, what I call boogie woogie piano playing from Tony Ashton. Great drumming from Iain Paice, and little bits of like synthesizey sound from John Lord. Absolutely belting track. One of them that you play loud and be proud. Then we got On the Road Again. Not my favourite track, but what is good about it is Iain Paice. Pacey is brilliant. I reckon he's underrated. He doesn't get the praise. Everyone says he is a great drummer, but there's some people, he never gets mentioned in the same as John Bonham and Neil Peart. He's always at the end of the... Oh, and Iain Paice. Iain Paice is a great drummer. This country's produced some great drummers, and Iain Paice is one of the best, and he's still good to this day. Then we get Sneaky Privately. Brass, blues, great bass line, fantastic guitars and Bernie, perfect track. Then I've got I'm Gonna Stop Drinking, again a nice bluesy track. That rich Hammond organ is coming through strong on this one. Fantastic track, love playing that one. Then we get the title track to end the album, called Malice Wonderland. Very underrated track this is. Great bluesy track with both keyboard and piano. Then you got some great funky guitar from Bernie on this. Superb track. What an album. It's a shame we didn't get any more albums from this trio, but eventually we do get Marsden, Lord and Paice playing together again, which we'll talk about next week. It's a terrific rhythm and blues album with a bit of funk. I've had this album quite a long time. I think I picked it up, what would have been about 80. It was around about 84 when Deep Purple reformed. I got so into Deep Purple again, big time, back in 84. And I started looking at other stuff that involved people from Deep Purple, and I found this, and I love it. Absolutely belting album, and I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8.5 because it's just a fab album. Okay, that's it for this week, folks, which has been quite a memorable week. This week we've had so many new subscribers, the most people that have watched in 1 week. In 7 days, over 3,000 people have watched this week, which has been terrific. I didn't mention it in the Marillion one because I totally forgot, but don't forget we have got a quiz coming up on the 23rd of December. If you want one of these so you can take part, email me at the address below and I will send you one on. I haven't sent any out yet, so I'm just waiting to see how many I get, because I prefer to do it in one bulk, but you will all get them in time. So that's that. The other mention, of course, is Redbubble. If you want a t-shirt or a mug, go and have a look at Redbubble. The easiest way to have a look at that is to go into the header page of Ranking the Obscure, and in the bottom right hand corner, the very last small icon is the Redbubble icon. Click onto that and it takes you straight to the page. If not, just go Google Redbubble. When you get to that page, put Iain Obscure and it'll take you in as well. Okay, that's all for this week, folks. Thank you very much for one of the best weeks we've had on the channel, and I will see you all Monday. Have a great weekend, each and one of you.